you must be my lucky star. Pun not intended, or intended, whichever way you look at it, because I get to talk about a kit that not all Gunpla builders like. How's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta, and today we're going to take a look at the Star Burning Gundam from the Gundam Build Fighters spin-off, Gundam Build Fighters GM's Counterattack. And this protagonist Gundam was built and piloted by Sei Iori. Now you might be asking, why did I get this kit? Well, for two reasons. One, I might have a project I'm thinking of, and two, I think this kit does deserve a little bit of love. I mean, could this be my first Hear Me Out review? Who knows? Taking a look at the box art, we see a Star Burning Gundam just firing its gun, and in the background we see some big battle going on. A QR code if you want to check out a video. This side of the box just shows the kit in nice action poses, and right over here is an advertisement of other kits. Moving on to this side of the box, we have the front and rear shot of the kit and some information if you guys want to pause and read. Cracking open the box, we got 3 bags of runners and a manual. In the cover, we got the familiar box art, and right down here is the Gundam and the builder, along with information if you guys want to read. Checking the parts list, well, we're only going to have a few leftover parts. Looking at the back of the manual just shows Sei's previous mobile suits or Gundam model kits. Right down there just shows you the information of the weapons and familiar action poses. And right down here, a color guide if you're planning on painting it, and an advertisement if you're interested in other Gundam model kits. Runner A is going to be the gray joint parts. B1 and B2 are going to be a multicolored runner. We got a big chunk of red, some yellow, dark blue, and some clear blue parts. Of course, they're going to share this chunk of a runner. C1 and C2 are all of the white parts, and of course they're going to share this chunk of a runner. Finally, you got small beam saber effect parts, small polycap runner, and the sticker sheets. So that's going to be it for the unboxing, and as you can tell, obviously it's going to be a very quick build. Question is, am I excited to put this together? I don't know. We'll see after the build, so I'll put it together right now. I'll see you guys right after. And here is the kit all put together. I gotta say, building experience, it was very easy to put together. Though the clear parts, they can be a little tricky when you're dealing with the snub marks. Well, from my experience, of course. I'm sure other builders out there can do a better job than I do. As for the out-of-box presentation, yeah, it is a bit lacking. But then again, it is a high grade, so it gets a pass. Sorta. I don't know if it's me, the more I look at it, the design does kind of grow on me. So moving on with the stickers, starting off with the head, you get an eye sticker right over here, and you get this little tiny green sticker that goes onto this yellow piece. These areas on the shoulders, these yellow stickers go on there. Pay attention which side it goes on. And if you look onto the backpack, you see these blue triangles right there. That is where you place these yellow triangle stickers. Again, pay attention which side it goes on. Moving on down to the lower half of the body, these yellow triangles with the black outline, they go onto the knees. And my gosh, it is so noisy here in Florida. And these black rectangles, they go onto the ankles. For seam lines, you get one on the side of the head. You have seam lines in the forearm. On the front, it does look okay. But if you go to the back, that is where things get a little messy because you got to deal with one right here and here and here as well. Moving on down to the legs, this area right here, that can go into detail. It's just that the worst offenders are the ones right here. And if you move on to the back, that can go into detail as well. Overall, if you are planning to do some detail up, it wouldn't be that hard to do. Also, I recommend you would mask or take off the clear blue parts if you're going to top coat it. Moving on with accessories, starting off with hand options on the kit, you have 2 closed fists. So keep in mind, most of these hand options are on a ball joint, and it also comes with this little hinge where you can move it down. which gives you more articulation on the wrist. 2 open palm hands, 2 karate chop hands, again, ball joint with the little hinge, and 2 weapon holding hands that doesn't have the little thing on the wrist. Next up, you have its beam rifle, and get this part right here is supposed to be gray, and you're supposed to have some green inside here. And yes, it does move out to make a barrel longer and make the gun stronger. Except you have its shield, which attaches to the forearm on either side. And the cool thing about the shield is that if you take this adapter piece off, it splits up into 2. Now, when you're building this, please don't cut the tabs. With the shield split up, you can bring in these adapter piece. You can plug it, I guess, into either hole, plug it in, and with the weapon holding hand, it could be like a little punching thing and a shield at the same time. But sadly, it doesn't hold it properly. I am doing my best to keep it steady. Never mind. Next up, you have 2 beam saber effect parts. Beam saber handles are located onto the side skirts. The gimmick I want to show you is that if you guys seen G Gundam, you know how the erupting burning finger works. This one is kind of similar. So you basically pop off this gauntlet, move this yellow piece forward, and try not to lose it because it does get loose pretty easily. And you're going to plug it into this hole right here just to show it just jets out forward. And it should look something like this. And just to show you a little difference, here's what it looks like when it's inactive and active. I mean, hey, it's something. It is cool to get some G Gundam inspiration, especially when the head looks like the Shining Gundam. Moving on with articulation, the head is on a double ball joint. There's a ball joint on the shoulder, and you also get this cool butterfly joint right here. One more time. The arm moves up that high, bicep swivel, double bend on the elbow. I already mentioned the wrist is on a ball joint. You get pretty decent motion on the torso. You also get a waist swivel. The front skirt moves up this high, side skirt moves out that far, and you also get a bit of a rotation. Back skirt, well, it's fixed. The legs can move up this far high, it can move back that far. As for the splits, well, you get a full split until the side skirt pops out. Okay, so I had to take off the legs just to show you something. So if you look closely, you get some shifting hip moves that can move side to side. And it's a little tight on my copy, but you get the idea. Double bend on the knee. The ankle armor is on a ball joint. The foot could kick up this far. It can move back that far. And it's also on a ball joint as well. As for the pivot, it's actually not bad. As for the backpack, these 2 can rotate. And speaking of the backpack, what I forgot to tell you on the accessories, you get an extra backpack which is compatible that you can plug into 2 of these 3mm holes. Just pop this off and just plug the other one in and slide down. Now in the manual it does tell you like to omit that, but hey, it is nice to have extra accessories, and I don't think I put it in correctly. Okay, there you go. Overall, the articulation is good, but it is lacking in some areas like the torso, for example. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the joint parts is based off of the Build Burning Gundam. That's why this runner came out in 2014. The kit itself came out in 2017. Moving on to size comparisons. Now if you're wondering what's that noise going on in the background, well, that's because I had to turn on my AC because it is hot in Florida. Anyways, here it is right next to the standard size Gundam, and as you can see, they're roughly the same height. And here it is right next to an SD kit and Lego Aquaman. So that's going to be it for the size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. Moving on to my final thoughts. Overall, is it as bad as some builders say? No. Is it as good as I thought? No. But hear me out, it could have been worse. But I can kind of see how this kit is not really appealing. Like, I'll admit, the accessories is not the best. The gimmicks is kind of weak. But on the bright side, I do like the design, and the articulation is actually not bad. But I can imagine this kit can be, better, because I know some of you builders out there can give it some, better accessories and maybe a nice paint job. Because to me, this kind of feels like a painter's kit. I don't know. Would I recommend it? Well, I just hope you guys know what you're getting yourself into, so I'll just leave that up to you guys. Alright, so I'm going to wrap up the review right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. At the end of the day, this is the better say Eoi's model.